I think he's hilarious. But there was something about this movie that was just a little bit too much. There was something about this movie that was a little bit too risky or too raunchy. So in my heart and in my mind, I said, that's it. I have not given up everything, but I have given up watching that type of movie. Why? Because that's a breach. That's an area that's been torn down, that the enemy is coming in and trying to rob me of my joy.
Yes.
They're trying to rob me of my promised land. They're trying to rob me of my heart's passion. They're trying to rob me of my purpose. I've got to repair my wall. Know ye not that your body is a temple of the Holy Ghost? That means that you'll need to fix the gates so the enemy can't come in through your eyes. You'll need to repair the breach so the enemy can't come in through the things that you hear. Do you hear what this preacher is saying? You can continue to live a life where you can go back to that city and begin to repair your walls and repair your temple and live a life more abundantly. Sure, it won't be simple. Even in the Old Testament, when Nehemiah started to work, the people of the land harassed him. Tobiah and Sanballat thought that they were doing something mischievous, and they poked at him. At first, they mocked him and said that this wall that they're building isn't very strong. That even if a fox came against it, that it would fall. People try to come against the stances that you're trying to make. The people are trying to come against your holiness. People are trying to come against your walls of protection that you've placed up. But when you start to build a wall of holiness up, the people will question its worth. They don't feel it's needed. You don't have to live your life that way to live for God. You don't have to live that life that way to make it to heaven. I'm here to tell you, I don't live my life this way just to make it to heaven. I live my life this way so I can make it through this earth. Because if I let the walls come down, the enemy is trying to kill me. The enemy is trying to destroy me. He's trying to overtake my mind. I've got to build a wall. You don't have to live that life to have a relationship. It makes it a lot easier, though. How much easier is it to pray and have communication with God when you're not seeing visuals of nude men or women in your mind? How easy is it to hear? How much easier is it How much easier is it to hear God when you're not hearing the sound of that comedian putting jokes in your head? Listen to what I'm telling you today. How much easier is it for you to live God when you're living outside of this church? When you're truly living for God in your home? Understand what I'm telling you. We need to raise a wall up. We need to put that wall of holiness around us. We need to protect this city. The enemy is coming to steal, kill, and destroy. Are you going to let him? They don't see the value of living a holy life. Listen, it's not the value of the wall that's important, but it's about the value of the vessels that's inside of it that the wall's protecting. It's about the wall. It's not the value of the wall. The holiness isn't what's valuable. It's needed because it's protecting something that's more valuable on the inside. That place that God has decided to rest His Spirit. They've ridiculed us for our modesty. They make fun of us for our values. They come hard against our beliefs. The struggle is real, folks. Wait a second. I don't find you anything hotter than me, but apparently she had more in that than she Thought she did, huh?
No, I'm having trouble with the controller again.
That's all right. They've ridiculed us for our modesty. They've made fun of us for our values. They've come hard against us for our beliefs. The struggle is real. When you begin to build this wall, you will have to fight to get it built. And you will have to fight to keep it strong. They've come in and they accuse Nehemiah of trying to become a king of Jerusalem. They accuse you of being holier than thou. And they may even want to debate or war against you. Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 16, it says, "And it came to pass that time forth that the half of my servants wrought in the work, and the other half of them held both the spears and the shields and the bows and the habergeons." Those are the jackets or the type of vest that they would wear for protection. "And the rulers were behind the house of Judah, and they which builded on that wall, and they that bear burdens, with those that laded, every one with one of his hands wrought in the work, and the other hand held a weapon. For the builders, every one had his sword girded by his side, and so built it, and he that sounded the trumpet was by me." What he's basically saying here is, for this wall to be built, you have to be willing to work. For this wall to be built, you have to be willing to fight. Some days you're swinging the hammers, other days you're swinging an axe. One day you're swinging the hammer, the other day you're swinging a sword. Listen to what I'm telling you today. Some days you're building, and other days you're protecting, but this wall must be built. This wall must be built. There needs to be protection. You need to protect the thing on the inside from being destroyed, from being bound, from being carried away. To have this life, to have this strong city, to have this promise that God wants to give you, you will need to build and be ready to fight. Not with your fists, but a spiritual battle that is on your knees. You need to have your armor with you. You'll need to have your sword ready. Why? Because it's important that this wall is built. It's important that you complete this work. Now is not the time to slumber. Now is not the time to sleep.
Amen.
Now is the time for work. Proverbs 6:6 says, "Go to the ant, thou sluggard. Consider her ways, and be wise. Which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer, and gathers her food in the harvest. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of thy hands to sleep. So shall the poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man." Now is the time to shake yourself out of your slumber. Now is the time to work diligently like the ant. How long will you sleep, thou sluggard? How long will you sleep? When will you wake up? When will you arise out of your sleep? Now is the time to build. Now is the time to repair the breaches in your wall. Now is the time to rebuild your temple. Somebody needs to get with me for a minute. I know what I'm preaching is hard sometimes for some people, but I'm here to tell you today that you will never have that abundant life. You will never have that city that you dreamed about. You will never have your life passions as long as we have a wall that is torn down. How long will you sleep? I believe that the church has been sleeping for too long.
Amen.
I believe that the church has been sleeping for too long. We need preachers to wake up. We need pastors to wake up. We need teachers to wake up. We need saints to wake up. Now is the time to build. Shake yourself. The enemy is at hand. Shake yourself. It's time to overtake you. Shake yourself. It's time to arise.
Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord Jesus.
As the music comes.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
I have more. but I'm not going to preach it all. Today we're just going to talk about your wall. Maybe tomorrow I'll talk about your altars. Maybe the next time I'll talk about laying your foundations for that temple. And today we're going to talk about your wall. What are you allowing in your life? As they get a song, why don't we all sing it? What are you allowing in your life? I believe we all have walls that are built. But there's parts of them, of that wall that's torn down, that we struggle with. I've heard preachers that struggle with lust, pastors that struggle with adultery,